Welcome. You are listening to The Tour, where we are covering every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speak Show network. I am your host, Sister Speak, the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through the arts. Sister, spiritual inspiration shared through Ayana, but you better call me Sister Speak. How you living, how you breathing, how you vibing? What's poppin'? Welcome to my first time listeners and welcome back to my faithful listeners. Thank you for downloading the Sister Speak Show in totality. I love your support, your international support. You are amazing. I thank you all for supporting me within the United States. Thank you, Dallas. Thank you, Houston. Thank you, McKinney. Thank you, Cali. Thank you, Florida, Virginia, New Jersey, New York. Thank you all over. Thank you, Cambodia. Cambodia, you are amazing. You hear me? I don't know who you are, but whoever you are that keeps downloading my episodes, bless you. Bless you with permanent overflow. Thank you. You really warm my heart, the support that you keep giving me. Come on, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Kenya, everybody. Thank you all over the world for supporting the Sister Speak Show. You are amazing. The Sister Speak Show is rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. You're going to find out why. You're definitely going to find out why. I have to let you know that in advance. But I do want to thank you for letting us be the flavor in your ear. Thank you for adding us to your podcast shuffle. The show's intro is sung by my beautiful sis, Allie. It is produced by Ben Wade. The playlist you're hearing in the background is a copyright-free playlist brought to you by Rouge. I'm loving the whole vibe. Tonight's episode on the tour, Tales from the Music Industry. The producer's proposition. Surviving the producer's proposition. The D in the record deal. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, yeah. You see the cover. You know where we going with this. What I do. And when I do it, it works. You know the vibes. Peep that cover and just go with the flow. When I tell you about the clips that I have for tonight's episode, ooh wee, I got you covered for your Friday. Or whenever you decide to download this episode, I got you covered. Every single video that you hear, every single clip that you hear is protected by the Copyright Act of 1976. This is for educational purposes only. If you find it to be entertaining, so be it. But the scope, the projection, and the point of this episode is for educational purposes only, to raise awareness to all of my brothers and sisters who have talent and believe that their talent needs to be put on a platform for the entire world to see. And to get on that platform, you're willing to do whatever. And I, along with other brothers and sisters who are on the front line to say, hey, this is not what you want. You know, we are trying to do our best to really throw out a life jacket, throw out a lifeline, throw out some form of help to our brothers and sisters who are desperate to be famous, desperate to take their talents to what they believe new heights. And some don't realize that when you get to that height, there's somebody waiting up there for you, and it is the devil. We're going to talk about the D in the record deal. It's more than one D, but we're going to talk about a specific D in the record deal. These clips that I have for you this evening are, whew, goodness. If you listen, you learn. If you listen, you learn. If you take, if you don't have your arms crossed, if you're not in a defense mode when it comes to this wisdom, you're going to really, really save yourself from heartbreak and having the lining torn out of you. Oh, we going there tonight. We're going there tonight. I'm not playing with you. You already know what this show is rated. This is not for people who want to pussyfoot around a conversation. This is not for people who want to play around. This is for people who are about that life, who can really just stomach some strong conversation. Somebody who can say, okay, I like the way she speaks. I like what she's talking about. She's bold. She's powerful. She's funny. She's coming from a good place. She's coming from she really cares about the village. I've been in this game too long to not care. I'm not one of those people who don't care. I care about my brothers and sisters. You don't have to worry about me selling out to who? The enemy? For what? We are going to dive into this episode. This episode is important because our brothers and sisters, I want to get some of this commentary in the way. Excuse me. I want to get some of this commentary in the way because, this show is going to be a show for you. This is going to be an episode that you're going to be able to ride and listen to for a little bit. And my little bits because I am long-winded, honey. Sister, speak. Okay? Sister, speak. So, your talents right now are being sought after. Who's the next? Who's the one to come to the stage and give us everything? Who is the next person to come to the stage and give us all of their energy? Who are we going to be able to drain? Who can we deplete? Who are we going to be able to get to sell their soul? Who are going to be able to get to bend over? Who are we going to be able to get to come to the party and party? Who are we going to get to use as a puppet to lead their people astray? Who can we use for this agenda that we have been pushing? Who? And there are so many brothers and sisters, not so many, but there's enough who don't care about the village, who don't care about their God-given talents from the Most High God, who are willing to bury their talents underneath a star. Just to say they are famous, just to be seen, just to be mega popular. And in that, the people who idolize, which you're not supposed to do, the people who fan the fuck out, block out the possibilities and the realities and the actualities of how they got here, how they elevated so fast, how they went from singing cute little songs about kittens and puppies, and now they're spinning upside down, eating spider webs, shitting out tarantulas. In a matter of 6 months, you're like, whoa! But they're mega popular. You see it all the time. Your favorite star goes from skipping around to gurgling foreign liquids in the name of artistry at an award show. We've got to talk about these things, about why don't our brothers and sisters see their gifts as precious? Why are they willing to exploit it? And why are so many people on the bandwagon of that exploitation? And why are they willing to let their bodies just be trashed? We're going to get into it. We're going to take a couple of commercial breaks, and then I'm going to play these clips, And this is two parts that I'm playing this evening, okay? So we've got the main part, and then we've got another part that I believe is so interesting as far as the wisdom and the learning of how did this deal with the devil even come about? What are some key moments in time, in musical industry, history time, where we can say, whoa, okay, so that's the genesis, somewhat of how this even came about. You know, we don't we don't speak just to be speaking. When you have been given an assignment like I've been given and others who are on the front line, like we mean this. This is passion. So we're going to be very adamant and almost even abrasive about, look, you're in danger. Your talents, your butthole, your anus, your mouth, your ears, your nose, your whole everything is in danger, because it wasn't ever given to you for you to take and sell. It was only given for God's glory, the Most High God's glory, to build up the kingdom. You have to not want what the devil is throwing in front of you in order for you to have a clear view of what thus saith the Lord, your pathway, your journey, the people you're supposed to meet and greet with, the ways you're supposed to go and grow, and how you're supposed to take your talent and multiply it fruitfully and not dangerously, not dreadfully. You don't want to be, have we ever just considered the fact that sometimes we do embarrass the Most High God? That you are literally making a fool out of yourself. And you want to know why he doesn't show up to your concert? Because look at what the fuck you're doing. Look at what you're singing about. Look at how you're dancing. Look at how you're dressing. Look at the color codes you wear. You're throwing up all these signs with this old satanic sign language that you got going on. And you want to know why he doesn't come to your concert. Why he won't show up to your shit. Because that's what it literally is to him. The Most High God has better things to do than to be sitting around playing with you. Yes, he's omnipresent, but do you think he supports what you do? You tell me how he gets the glory out of what you say and what you do when you come through the music industry singing, rapping, dancing, performing. You tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being just amazed with you, 1 being the worst, just completely embarrassed. You tell me, what do you rate your level of, how do you think that he sees you and what you're doing and how you're doing it? Think about these things. The L is not just on you, it's on the entire village. It's on the entire village, because we got to see that shit. We've got to hear that shit. And then we have to as we scroll and as we're looking at whatever, entertains us, so to speak, we find these videos about, oh, that's how you got your Bentley. That's how you got your Rolls. That's how you got that award. That's how you got that accolade. That's how you got that sponsorship. That's why you're mega popular, because you sold out. You took the D in record deal. You thought the D stood for dollars. No, that stands for dick. You already know what this show is rated R for. Don't act like you've never heard that word before. If this is too much for you, goodbye. Click off. You know what I'm saying? This is how we roll here on the Sister Speak Show. I ain't got no time for people who want to clutch their pearls but then pop it. You know what I'm saying? Pop it on a Tuesday, but you want to clutch your pearls on a Wednesday. Get that fugazi stuff out of here, that phony stuff out of here. That's not what we're going to do. Because a lot of times our people love to protect bad. That's just what it is. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, it's right in front of your face, and you still shun the wisdom and you want to protect it. And you're willing to kill somebody behind a singer or a rapper who does not give 0 F's about you. Real talk. Because if they did, they wouldn't even be on that platform. We're going to get into it today on the Sister Speak Show. You see it, you know it, and you choose to ignore it. And that is what is eating at your soul as well. A lot of you all condone this devil worshiping that goes on because you do it yourselves. Some of you. We're going to get into it on the Sister Speak Show. I'll be right back after these commercial breaks. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Thank you for being a wonderful listening audience. You're going to enjoy tonight's show. I already know it. Be right back. When you add the tour to your podcast shuffle, you're adding a segment that covers every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speak Show network. Rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Thank you for letting us be the flavor in your ear. She's smiling. She has a secret, and this secret could destroy the entire dynamic of the family. A man expects his child to be his child. He expects Junior to be Junior if he's senior. However, paternity fraud continues to run rampant. It is not yet a crime punishable by law, so women continue to get away with it, targeting men after men who believe that they are the father. That means that people believe that these are their nieces, nephews, grandchildren, and cousins. How can a woman celebrate a lie? Who's devastated in the end? The children. Next on the Culture Climate, the lineage leech. When paternity fraud destroys the family tree.
Did you know that the Sister Speak Show is a syndicated podcast on Amazon Alexa and Sonos? Tell a friend. Also let them know that the show is rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Thank you for downloading each episode on demand.
Tell a friend. Welcome back to the tour, covering every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speak Show network. I am your host, Sister Speak. Y'all feeling all right? I'm feeling real good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Two things real quick: scuba gear and water. Water, because water is essential for your body. If you don't like water, we can't be cool. You can't even be in the tribe. Okay? Water is my favorite drink. Period. That's why I look so young. Get into it. Nobody believes I'm the age I am. And I'm grateful for that. Number two, scuba gear. Because we dive to leagues in the sea and you're going to need to keep up. You're going to need to make sure that you have on the right gear to make sure that you don't get swallowed up by all the conversation. We just want you to be comfortable. That's it. And that's all. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all like the vibe of the show? I'm sure you do. I do too. Okay, so let's do this. Let's really get into it, because I am, and I'm sure you are, almost livid with the amount of mini docs and long docs that have been coming out about certain producers in the music industry. It's no secret about the secrets. And it seems like more and more people are coming out with their experiences. And some are willing to just heal or deal with it behind closed doors. But for the secrets to get out, they have raised a lot of eyebrows. They have made a lot of people be like, something is not right. And it has also made a lot of people recognize how much money talks and how much money can bring a lot of wicked power, abuse of power, and lines get crossed when some people abuse their power, their status. And there are those who, and nobody wants to be a coward. Nobody should want to be. But there are those who, if you will, bow down to this chain of command. And in the bowing down, there are some requests that are made from people in power that they should not make, but they do. And they prey upon the weak. They prey upon the ones who still have dreams of pure dreams in their eyes. They just want to sing. They just want to rap. They just want to dance. This is what they've always wanted to do when they were a young child. This is something that's in their family. They sing here. This is what they are, a performer. They have these gifts and they want it. They want it really bad. And we've talked about this on a few episodes on the tour, and we'll continue because every day, y'all, every day, there is a young brother or young sister who wants to make it. They want to be famous, and with the way technology has rapidly increased and the availability of platforms and how easy it is to go viral off of some dumb shit, our brothers and sisters are one step away from becoming recklessly famous. And if you care, like I care, about the village, then we just can't sit here and say nothing. We can't sit here and pull our phones out and record the disaster. I'm not from that era. I refuse to sit back and pull my phone out and record it. That's lame. That's bullshit. I'm not on that bullshit. I'm about what are we going to do to help? How are we as a community, as a village, as a people, as a tribe going to help? Are we going to pray? Are we going to be philanthropists? What are we going to do as an holistic divine intervention? What are we going to do for our brothers and sisters? Because they are our brothers and sisters. Regardless of what they do, regardless of how they act, regardless of how they vibe, they still are our brothers and sisters, right? Now, with that being said, there are some who will make it and some who won't. That's just the bottom line. I'm not here to sit here. I told you, we don't do cotton candy. We're not doing lollipops. We're not doing that. We're just giving it to you straight. Okay? So, in that, wanting to be recklessly famous, and you mix that with the culture of weird ass drug combinations, still, that latchkey latchkey energy being where this, I'm home alone, I'm really raising myself, I really don't have anybody who's really, taking accountability for me, even though I am somebody's responsibility, it is dangerous. Okay. And that is that is who the bait is looking for. And the dangers of wanting to be famous, recklessly famous, is what we're here to talk about this evening. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Once again, for fair use, to educate, to teach. This is a vocal curriculum. This is for my listening audience to hear, to apply wisdom, to think thrice about who their favorite artist is. And can you bypass everything that they did to get to where they are? Can you respect it? Can you inject that into your moral compass and say, yeah, this is good? Yeah, what they did was all right. Nah, there's no problem with it. Or are you like, my hairs are standing up on my arms. I got chills. This isn't right. Suddenly I'm in knots. My intuition is going off. My discernment is going off. Like this right here. This smells like Satan shit. There's bullshit and there's Satan shit. This smells like the devil's dookie. I didn't know the devil had dookie. It is past your bedtime. You should even be on this show tonight.
I was just saying, I just was going to go get some wafers, and I heard you say the devil's dookie. That probably smells horrible.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't just light a match on that, or even one incense.
Right, you're right about that, but you gotta go to bed because I'm about to get into it, and I'm about to say some things that's gonna make you really, really. You already, stiff and sensitive, so I can't. I don't think you want to listen to this episode. This one is for real, for real. Rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. I don't think you want to get into this one tonight.
Oh, rated R? Like, raunchy?
What are you? What? I rebuke you, raunchy. Rated R for real. Anyway, brothers and sisters, let's get into it. I'll see you on the other side of these news clips, and I thank you for being a wonderful listening audience.
News: a Grammy-winning music producer has been arrested, accused of sexually assaulting women. Noel Fisher, also known as Detail, was arrested today on 20 charges. He's being held on $6 million bail.
According to TMZ, two female recording artists claimed back in 2018 that Detail turned them into sex slaves. LA County Sheriff's detectives say some of the alleged crimes happened as early as 2010. Detail has worked with some big names, including Beyonce, Snoop Dogg, and Lady Gaga.
Of hip-hop is stepping off his throne. Russell Simmons is the latest powerful man in the entertainment world to be accused of sexual misconduct. Screenwriter Jenny Lumet accused Simmons of forcing himself on her in his New York apartment in 1991. Reuters could not independently confirm the allegation, and representatives for Simmons did not reply to a request for comment. The Def Jam Records co-founder said he will step away from all of his fashion and production businesses. In a statement, Simmons apologized for his behavior.
Okay.
Everybody's like a couple of artists overslept, but the main one right here is Kanye. And when they come back, can we do it after? When they come, if they finally make it?
I mean, I'm human. It bothers me to see that in the paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. And then, it's the paper that it was in. It was like a tabloid or to a degree. You know what I mean? But it's sad that someone would put themselves out there like that with such. It's just a misjustice to me. You know what I mean? And it's like people have lied about me in the press before. You know what I mean? Like, I hear my name is in the tabloids all the time, so it doesn't bother me to hear things. But when it's something like that, you got to wake up in the morning and tell your kid, like, yo, you're going to go to school and kids might tell you this, and you have to explain it. Damon Dash's film gets accepted to Sundance. Never has that happened from a hip-hop culture. That's a headline. Damon Dash does what he says. He made Victoria Beckham come in on the charts at number 3. Headline. Come right here. All of a sudden I got with Victoria, and everyone was now saying my name. But I'm like, yo, as I start reading the paper, I'm like, God, I'm kind of just sick of being called Victoria's friend. I mean, she's a friend of mine, and definitely, but I've done so much. Don't take away from what I've done. You know what I'm saying? I worked hard for what I've done, and I want to represent my culture. So I'm more than a producer. I'm a CEO of a lot of different things.
Yo, so just y'all should go home. Pack it up, stay home. Yeah, I'm not wasting no money on it. Stay home.
I don't really think I even believe all this stuff, but I'm gonna just say this: in the land of Hollyweird, like, don't ever think none of this shit is like just too weird for you. There's a couple executives that I be hearing that are fucking the male rappers, and they're male too. And I've been saying, how come he keeps sucking these niggas off and nobody talk about this? But because I don't want to get just randomly killed, I won't mention them niggas' names either. I kid you not. I kid you. Yo, I've heard it from so many people with so many different stories. I'm like, This can't be all y'all had a meeting and said, let's all fool.
Yeah, just hate because I'm a motherfucking rich gang and shit. And you niggas keep trying to test me. Y'all keep trying to test me. Keep trying to see if I'm under the five and shit. But anyway, y'all was on media takeout on World Star and shit. Yeah, Birdman fucked me. He fucked me in the ass for the deal. I'm gonna be real. Birdman fucked me for the deal, man. I suck Birdman dick. Rich gang. This shit on my motherfucking face. I fuck Rich gang I fuck Bird for the deal.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close to the bed. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the fuck did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid.
We having a good time, yo. Your Usher made it in the
to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place. And I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans.
And your parents were
Mary
okay?
J. Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And what do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
what
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you put my bag?
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you
right
scrambling
here,
and scraping for
No,
shit.
I got
I like that.
I'll be practicing. I got
Yeah.
Mr. Lee,
Yeah, I love this drink.
Where you put my bag?
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like
Mr.
when
Lee.
you
it's right
scrambling
here,
and
it's right
scraping. When you
it's right here,
scrambling
it's
and
right
scraping for shit.
No. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna go over with that one.
Make a
That
wish.
one.
Just blow it out. It's your birthday every day.
Every day's a birthday on Drink Champs, goddammit. I'm in.
Where I look
Did you
back
miss
on where I became.
Did you miss me though? For real, because I'm
I
saying it
miss-
seems like a thing.
I
It's
miss
his
partying
birthday
with
party,
Puff, man.
man. But I'm talking about for your birthday.
Huh?
Why won't you party with me for your birthday, man?
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party. You know what I'm saying? Eyes,
What type of party is he talking about?
brother.
man.
Eyes. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Yo, okay. So check this out. It's me, Tyrese, Ray J, and F. Gary Gray. You know, I'm a type of nigga, I like variety, man. I like people that's unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? I like different personalities. So I was like, I never knew they would become what they are today. But you know what I'm saying? But like, that sounded like the type of night I want to have in Vegas. You understand what I'm saying? So
You can't spell unpredictable without dick.
So Tyrese kept on talking.
This is a Floyd fight, right?
Yeah. And Tyrese keep on talking about like how you got to get back for church. And we just like, yo, the night ain't start. You got to get back for church. We in motherfucking Vegas, nigga. Like, you can go to church next week. You know what I'm saying? Sending your thing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing. We in Vegas. Don't be bringing God into this situation. Don't bring God into this situation. You know what I'm saying? F. Gary Gray is like, nigga, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Ray J. So Ray J is like just really like feeling like Ray J right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's why I said pick it up. That's why I gotta pick it up from right there. This why I gotta pick it up from right there.
Look at this nigga.
Man, big Brew. Go ahead.
No, Brew.
Killing.
Look. Come tell the story. Brew, we intoxicated.
Listen.
Brew, you helping me build that beautiful, nice guy, Rastafari brand of yours, huh? I see it, man.
I'm walking.
Yeah. To you. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday. It's fabulous. The only nigga that got the name that I want. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
Let's take a shot for that, bro.
Trying to shake up the world, baby. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do some real shit out here. You know what I mean? I got in my Diddy mode. I'm sorry. I started licking my lip. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yo, Diddy, you gave me the oosh-gosh goose-mash. You gave me the oosh-gosh muaf. The shoo-smash. Diddy. Yeah, son. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You gave me the oosh-gosh muash. I love it, yo.
A San Antonio woman is suing singer-songwriter R. Kelly for sexual battery and failing to disclose a sexually transmitted disease. She claims they met in 2017 after a concert here. R. Kelly is one of the most successful R&B singers of all time. Jerika Duncan spoke to the 20-year-old who's suing the singer.
He was like, here's my number, take it, text me a picture of you so I know it's you with your name.
20-year-old Faith Rogers says in March of last year, she met R. Kelly in San Antonio at a party after his concert.
He was older than me, and that was a red flag, you know.
Did you look at him as a 50-year-old man at the time?
Not at all. Even being around him, he doesn't act his age. And you feel like I'm chilling with somebody I went to high school with.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can
Sister Speak, what's the number one song that you can't stand? I Believe I Can Fly. I cannot stand this song.
New York to attend one of his shows and even paid for her hotel. The morning after the performance, she says Kelly visited her room.
He turns on all the lights and he's like, take off your clothes. And he says it, you know, with authority in his voice, not just, you know, he's demanding me to do this. And I didn't take off my clothes because why would I? Just wasn't ready. Sex isn't something, you know, I'm ready for it.
According to Rogers, she ultimately submitted to having sex and alleges Kelly recorded it on his iPad without her consent. Did you want to have sex with him?
No. He has this type of, like, intimidation right off the bat, you know. So I was just waiting for it to be over.
What happens after that? What sort of conversation did you guys have?
He comes over and he starts, like, rubbing the side of my face. And he asked me how old I was. And I told him. And he's like, you know, if you're really, you know, 16, that you can tell Daddy, right? And he was like, you know, you just look about 14, 15, or 16.
Rogers, who was 19 at the time, is suing R. Kelly for sexual battery and willfully, deliberately, and maliciously infecting her with herpes. And she claims Kelly mentally, sexually, and verbally abused her. She believes the now 51-year-old Kelly pursues teenage or underage girls and lures them into engaging in sex acts. In April, she filed a criminal complaint with the Dallas Police Department and says under their advisement, she recorded a phone call with Kelly, hoping he would admit to knowingly giving her an STD.
So what about my situation? I don't know about no situation. I don't never talk about nothing to nobody on phone. I don't do that. I don't care what the situation is.
For decades, there have been questions concerning R. Kelly and his relationship with underage girls. In 2008, he was acquitted on child pornography charges. Prosecutors alleged he made a sex tape with a girl around 14 years old.
Never heard of a show being canceled because of homeless. Hope you guys, don't put that on me.
Despite nationwide protests at shows, the three-time Grammy winner is still performing. As for Rogers, she hopes by coming forward, she can help put an end to Kelly's long history of alleged abuse.
I came across a box of VHS tapes that I have had in my home for many years. I love sports, and I was searching through the box to see which old tapes and I wanted to keep and which ones I wanted to throw out. I noticed a sports tape, but it also had R. Kelly's name on it. R. Kelly appeared to be on the tape, but not in concert. Instead, he was sexually abusing underage African-American girls. As a parent, it is very disturbing to know that any adult, and I emphasize that again, any adult would engage in sexual acts with a child. There can be no justification for anyone to do what I saw on this tape. I can't get the memory out of my head. I just can't. It breaks my heart to see a celebrity whose music I used to love take advantage of children and harm them in this way. Unless we do the right thing and come forward with any of the tapes out there that's circulating, because there is some out there besides mine, turn them in immediately to law enforcement or Miss Orange. And I know that that's the right thing to do, so we could put an end to this filth that's out there in the world. I thank you for your time. Just take a seat.
That whole experience, like you said, that's some deep thing. Rape, that's deep. You know what I'm saying?
I'm tell you something right now. It's common. It is common.
Crazy. That's crazy. So how are these people able to keep going on with the career?
What do you mean?
Doing these heinous crimes.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm just saying.
You ain't never had a boy that you know did a whole bunch of dirt and you let him make it? You telling me that never happened? You never had somebody in your life who you know was dirty, who you know did dirt, and you let him make it?
I see what you're saying, but
think about that on a corporate level.
Right.
On a corporate level.
That's wild.
In the music, they got Bad Bunny kissing dudes now on stage. Like, it's all good. Like,
I saw that, right?
Bro, what? And then these females be like, oh my God, Bad Bunny. Yeah, that's what.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, you want a man who kisses dudes, bro? That's what you want? Don't let them brainwash you into, like, being like a Bad Bunny type of dude, bro. Mm-hmm. It's not cool.
And honestly, I used to really love Bad Bunny, but he's lost me.
Illuminati.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
He's lost me. I mean, now he's
humiliation ritual.
He's kissing dudes on stage.
Humiliation
he's
ritual.
Saying he's in an open relationship with his girlfriend. Like, is
wearing dresses.
No?
Wearing dresses.
He's wearing dresses.
It's the same thing, but all the rappers do it too. It's all the rappers. It's the whole music industry.
I love to ask every artist this because different artists have different experiences.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen any like crazy, spooky, ritual, weird in this game that you was like, what just happened just now? What's going on?
Man, yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff. Don't say no names, bro, because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we ain't got to say no names.
I'm going to come in with new energy. We ain't even going to name nobody. We're going to spare y'all, bro. Spare y'all.
He going to spare y'all. If I find out, I'm telling you. But anyway, go ahead, yeah.
I just find out he can spill the beans on y'all, man. But me, I'm going to just give you a crazy scenario. We went to a house party in Hollywood. It was half of us. You know what I'm saying? We went to the house party. We saw a lot of famous faces in there. It was partying, mingling. Of course, we we like the uninvited guests. You know what I'm saying? We the hood walking through the mansion, and it just was crazy, man. Like I remember, you know, me and Ghost would tell you this too. We opened up a couple of doors just trying to see what was going on, and I'm gonna tell y'all that too, man. Y'all up and coming rappers, y'all make it to Hollywood, y'all get invited to these parties and all that. Don't be curious, bro. Don't be opening doors.
Don't open them. Cat Williams told you, don't open them doors.
Bro, we opened the door and we saw it. You know what I'm saying? We saw a whole lot of, you know.
And it was people that you were familiar with.
Yeah.
Wow.
A whole lot of inappropriate activity, man, going on. And, you know, it was like, okay, let's close that door. Close that back. After you see it, you see with your own eyes, like, oh, close that. You walk over here. There's a balcony. You're looking down. You know, and there's just a lot of, you know, nothing against gay people. There's a lot of gay going on. Me personally, I love women. You know, what's that, Homo sapien? You know?
Yeah.
That's regular shit, right? So it's like, you know, I'm pro-women.
Yeah.
Let's put it like that. I said I got gay family members. So
No, heterosexual.
Heterosexual, okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to, you know, or downplay.
Yeah, but it's weird when you didn't know it, people giving it up like that, and you just like, yo, ain't he? Oh,
exactly.
wow.
You open the door and you just see a whole type of Roman Caligula shit going on in broad day, you know. You close the door, bro. You keep it moving, unless you about that life, you know.
So it's your favorite actors, your favorite rappers, and then people see them later, and they'll see you like, yo, Deck, what's up? And you like,
let me tell you something. They saw us peek in the door, right? They saw us peek in the door. When we closed the door and left, and now we examining other parts of the party, same dudes come up to us. Hey, yo, man, yo. They're your best friend now. Because they know you saw. And now they want to check your temperature. They want to see what you know or how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And I think in that case, that lets them know if you can come back to the house again.
Crazy.
So I know I ain't never been invited back. So I kind of know how they, I feel I know how they stand when it comes to me.
Yeah.
So I'll skip that type of party anyway.
I'm telling y'all, they fucking niggas around out here. Y'all, they are fucking niggas around. They giving niggas some shit that ain't even what you think. You fuck around, wake up tomorrow, shit, ass nigga with a footy on, and don't know what the fuck you just done did. I mean, real shit. Your motherfucker meat pistol fucked up and your ass hurting. You don't know what the fuck to say. You don't know who to tell. But this is what the game is going to. That's what it's going to. Then, here it is, it's time for a contract to come out. Nigga want to sign you for 5 years. You like, nah, dog. So you don't want to sign with us? Nah. Not for no nah. Man, pop in the tape. Show this nigga what he did last night. I'm serious. Dude, this real shit I'm telling y'all though. Pop in the tape. You sitting that motherfucker like, man, what the fuck? Yeah, well, what the fuck? That's what happened. You got fucked. What you gonna do? You gonna sign that contract? You don't want nobody in the hood to see that shit. You don't want this shit to get out, dog. I'm telling y'all, and this is what I'm telling y'all like this. These niggas that you see constantly high, they're not getting high because they like to get high. They're getting high because they know what they done done. And they can't live with that shit for real. So, I'm telling y'all this from me. This is some real shit. This real shit I'm telling y'all. This real shit. So a nigga tell you, man, oh man, I got fucked around with my contract. No, they ain't talking about paperwork. These niggas got fucked around for real. For real. So I'm just telling y'all, shit that y'all might be hearing for y'allself, man, this shit ain't no lie. This shit real talk. I can say this shit because I'm a real nigga. Some of these motherfuckers can't say this shit because they already know about that goddamn tape. They on that tape. So they can't say shit about that shit. But I mean, they proud niggas' weaknesses because niggas be so fucking happy they about to sign some shit. Now they done told you come to a fucking mansion party. You don't turn down shit because you don't feel like this is my family. I'm with these niggas now. You smoking on some shit or you done, man, drunk some shit. Nigga, you done forgot everything. Just like this fucking camera on right now. You don't know what the fuck done went on till they show you that goddamn tape. You gon' sign. You gon' sign. This is a shiesty, devilish game. And if you don't have no knowledge, you gon' set yourself up to be fucked around. So believe me, instead of trying to get to the A&R to get your fucking music together, you better make sure your ass ready. You better go at that nigga but have another blueprint in your head to be already ready what the fuck is next. Cause half these niggas you think niggas ain't niggas. These niggas is plastic pimps, rubber gangsters. And half of them like that dick. There's some real hardcore shit I'm telling y'all in here. Some real raw shit. If y'all gonna get in this industry, man, make sure you be right. Keep fucking with these motherfuckers, man, right here, man, who got some shit that's gonna knowledge y'all. For real, y'all know other motherfuckers that's real niggas. You need to tell these niggas to come in here. So I'm telling you, this is some real law, I'm telling y'all. Some real shit from a nigga that's dead. This is the only reason why No Limit is still an independent fucking label. Because we refuse to, man, get in conjunction with any of these niggas. We cool, nigga. We had real niggas on our label. We cool. Nah, we don't need your distribution. We cool with us. We gonna make it happen anyway, because we got a whole roster of hustlers. So we gonna make it happen. The streets gonna fuck with us regardless. That's why you don't see BET and all them fucking with us like that. That's this real shit I'm telling y'all. Shit, I need to charge y'all for this shit like that.
When you add the tour to your podcast shuffle, you're adding a segment that covers every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speech Show network. Rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Thank you for letting us be the flavor in your ear. You are currently listening to Tales from the Music Industry, Surviving the Producer's Proposition, the D in the record deal, on the tour covering every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speak Show.
Vision, sound, action, create, inspire, impact, evolve. You are now activated.
Welcome back. You are listening to the tour covering every aspect of the music industry. I am Sister Speak. I thank you for being a wonderful listening audience so far. Wow. Turn this down in my ear a little bit. Thanks. I thank you for being a wonderful listening audience so far. You know, the way that those videos played out told a story. I wanted you to really just hear the buildup of the tenacity, the audacity of the industry, that aspect of the industry that is low vibing, that is creepy, that is cringy, that is decrepit, that is demoralizing, that will leave you bleeding literally from your rectum, that will drug you and will take you through whatever it wants to, because you don't give a fuck about yourself, because you are game goofy, because you are willing to pimp yourself out in order to get a record deal, in order to be on that distribution list, in order to be on that billboard, in order to get to the party, in order to get to the award show, in order to be mega popular, willing to have somebody tear the lining out of your anus, or not willing, just to make it, just to get a deal, how conniving. You know, I've covered sexual assault in the music industry as far as, you know, unwanted sexual force in studio sessions. I'm passionate about this. So, you know, this is a repetitive lesson, okay? But it is this vibe where you're so willing to get on that you have no idea how you're about to alter your destiny, your journey, your soul, and submitting to a force that's bigger than you, not the Most High, but submitting to this low vibrating force and willing to take things that you normally wouldn't take if you was on the block. You normally wouldn't take from any other person, but you bowing down to this dude because this dude holds the key to your millions, your chains, your Bentley, your bitches, your riches, and your pit. And you and your ability to fly bitches out, your ability to pop your collar and be that nigga. And you don't care what being that nigga comes with going through this way, trying to sign with this label. I mean, how conniving is it? How manipulating is it? How low vibing and deceiving is it that someone would put something in your drink, in your blunt, in whatever you're partaking in, and then you wake up not that day, but the next day, fucked up, can't remember shit. But as he said, you got a footy on and you don't know where your clothes are and you're tooted up. And you're more than likely bleeding from your rectum. You feel off. You feel funny. You know something strange has invaded your body. And it was more than one strange thing invading your body. Strange entity, beings invading your body, violating you. Violating you. That's rape. That's rape. That is sexual assault. My question is, why is it, just like that man said, why is it that it's okay to get away with it in this particular realm, but over here in this realm, you serving time? Oh, you out here drugging people? Oh, you raping people? Oh, you sodomizing people? Oh, you videotaping it, man? You getting the book thrown at you. You are not coming out of jail anytime soon. In any normal judicial quote-unquote system. But in this world, good is bad, bad is good. And as Jaguar Wright said, that is a tongue twister. As she said, you ain't never let your homie pass? You ain't never seen some shit look the other way? She said, imagine that on a corporate level. I mean, wow. Money, ties with the devil, nasty, weird rituals for quote-unquote protection. There's a realm in the world that those who know that we are to follow, serve, and we are chosen, okay, that we are children of the Most High God. Those of us who know that that isn't right, we know that that isn't right. That everything that we listen to is opposite of how we are to conduct ourselves. That to infringe upon anybody with bodily harm and unwanted sexual advances it's just not okay. And what I find to be disturbing is this whole blackmail thing that's going on, but yet and still, you're on the tape too, though. You are blackmailing this person because they're doing it, because they're the ones being violated and you're blackmailing them, but you were the ones who violated them. It was in you to think of it and then to do it. We're not going to put blinders on these videotapes, which I don't ever want to see, not near one of them. But we're not going to, just put blinders on on these videotapes and say, hey, I am completely laughing and completely throwing stones at the guy laying down, receiving all of this difficulty, all these difficulties and all of this stuff and going through this thing. But I'm looking at everybody and I'm saying yuck to the whole situation. But because this man is unconscious, because this man is knocked out, because this man cannot fight back, because this man cannot speak for himself, I'm trying to figure out how the devil feels or his demons feel that we, if we were to hear about it or see it, would sit there and feel like inside with what the fuck you got going and be like, yeah, this nigga. No, like literally, this is foul in totality. This right here is not okay. And so then you have to, I'm looking at y'all before I look at him. Now, I'm also going to say to him who's unconscious, he who is on wherever he's at being violated sexually by these people, if you will. Bro, did you want it that bad? And I'm not saying that you wanted the D in the record deal. I'm saying, did you want the record deal that bad? What conversations were you having with yourself that led you up to where you said, I'm going for this? What did they say to you? How were you enticed? How were you lured in? See, when you don't have any defenses up for yourself, when you don't care about yourself in the way that you should, you only care about yourself because you're just here to satisfy the flesh. But meanwhile, your soul is in peril. And all it takes is for a nigga who does not care, who is the shrug your shoulder type of nigga, to where it's easy to, lure you in because you are glamour, you are mesmerized by glitz and glam, by riches and bitches, by these cars, but it's the behind the scenes, pardon the pun, and that is gross. It's gross negligence. It's reckless. It's reckless fame. And how do you feel when you see yourself being violated on a tape? That's how low the devil can go, and he can go even lower. His demons, his crew, they're wicked, And then you have some people in our village who are so blind, so deaf, so lame that they still don't see anything wrong with it. They don't believe that there are these organizations that are in secret. They don't believe in, spiritual wickedness in high places. They don't believe in principalities. They don't believe in these things. They don't believe that the devil's in the details in the music industry. They don't believe in that. They don't believe that their favorite artists deal and dabble in that type of stuff. They don't. They like the beat, they like the song, and they're going to shun what's right in front of their face. They're not going to pay attention to the demonic sign language. They're not going to pay attention to the demonic color coding. They're not going to pay attention to none of that. They're just going to bop their head, stomp their feet, twerk, and that's it. And meanwhile, behind the scenes, there's this whole, thing going on. And you got to ask yourself, why is the devil like that? Why is it that these are the things that he chooses or it chooses to do? Why do you have to do these things to become famous, mega popular, to have a hit, to be seen? Why is it that this is the only way to make it? You have to, maturing in life You've got to put your headphones down. You've got to remove yourself from your playlist, and you've got to start asking questions because you've got to pay attention to your soul as well. You know, you have to start guarding yourself about the music that you're so entertained by and the people that you worship by idolizing. It's just real talk. And people don't want to have these conversations. They don't want to hear it. Levels of accountability irritate people. When you speak about accountability, lyrical accountability, when you speak about any forms of accountability, people get in their feelings. Because who are you to make me hold myself accountable to a higher standard of thinking, being, doing, receiving, participating in? You know, you don't have to submit to what is presented before you. You can chop that shit all the way up, break it all the way down, and then you put yourself in a winning position to be on the front line when these things try to come at you, because these are wiles of the enemy. And your talent is being manipulated, it's being pimped out, it is being whored. It is being literally siphoned, stolen from you. And you don't care because the risk to you is worth the reward. The reward, is worth the risk. And in that, you may be the one that they open the door and they be like, ooh, wait a minute. You know, there's some things that you don't want to see, right? And you don't want to see it, but it pops up and you know you don't want to see it. It doesn't matter what time of the day, there may be something that comes across your timeline where you're like, I don't want to see that shit. I'm not trying to see that shit. I'm not really trying to, there's just some things where you're like, man, that shit is nasty. That's gross. It just makes you uncomfortable. Some things you just don't want to see. You don't want to, you shun it because it's just like, I'm not ready for it. And unfortunately, that moral compass, the strength of that moral compass is not something that's in everybody. And that's how you get your talents exploited, because the risk was worth the reward. But then when you find yourself at the Greyhound bus station 2 albums later, begging for change because you're not wanted anymore, your sexual desire has plummeted because you done been passed around, and you don't have any energy, what good are you? Now you played yourself. People don't ever want to admit that they got played or that they played themselves. It's about accountability. And when it comes to something as precious as your musical talent, you should really guard it, especially when the one who was the director in heaven, the one who was running the whole musical thing, had all the talent. I mean, come on. You think that he's not lurking around, mad at the fact he got fired, kicked out of the job? You think that he's not going to play around with your gifts and make it be for his own good, his own bad? There should never be any desire that you have that would put you in a position that you could wake up the next day with one footy on a video, being assaulted, forced into a deal. It shouldn't be that way. That's not the pathway. So I think about the lack of effort that our brothers and sisters put forth, some of them, to guard themselves, to protect themselves. There are some people in our village who worship the devil. They do. There's no need to hide it or lie about it. They do. And the music that has targeted us specifically, where are we now? Socially, economically, financially, spiritually, where are we community-wise? How far have we gotten when it comes to the music industry? What is in these producers to make them prey upon these artists? What is in them that would make them come up with these things to do, to defile their brother, their sister? When did they let go of resistance? Because we are to resist the dark one. When? Why are our brothers who are in the industry, why are they fascinated with that way of life? Why is that even a way of life? And so when you start to exegete this industry and everything that it really takes to make it and how they really got there, and you start seeing these artists on stage transforming before your eyes, glitching before your eyes, you start seeing them do stuff that you're like, wait a minute, that looks a little sus. You said you saw what again? You opened the door and you saw what? You did. You know, it's just like, are you prepared to open up that door? And is somebody going to find you behind that door? Like, it's something really, really sinister about the fascination with defiling somebody's rectum. Why is that the ritual to do, you know? And some people shrug their shoulders. I'm like, oh, that ain't nothing. But it is something. It's something a lot. It is something. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to be right back. I've got another clip to play for you that's going to really bring this in about the record deal. The record deal. Look at the way record deals have come and gone and how easy it is to get on. And then you look at the energy. And maybe you may not have that gift. You may not have the gift of discernment. You may not be able to see in between the lines, hear in between the lines, feel in between the lines. You may not be, on that front line. You may not be somebody who's about banishing evil. You may not be someone who's about, rebuking the enemy. You may not care. You may be completely apathetic. You may not want to be bothered. But I know that my listening audience is wise, because ain't no way you would download any of my episodes and not be wise and be able to keep up. I don't have dumb listeners. I don't have, you may have people come in and they may be, seeking and searching. But for, I believe, 99% of my listening audience is on it. Because you have to be led to this specific podcast. You can't be just a regular smegular, a below average human coming by the Sister Speak show. You've got to be different. I know it. I feel it. So when it comes to the surviving the producer's proposition, there are people right now who are willing to do whatever it takes and would love to be in the midst of the producer's proposition. They would love it. They don't care. They're willing to do whatever it takes for that proposition to be presented to them. And that's wrong. Because we're going to hear about it later. It's going to be some form of tragedy that occurs, some humiliating situation that occurs, and we're going to start to see someone go from being somewhat pure to spinning upside down, sleeping upside down, spinning around and doing weird things that suggest that they are possessed. You see it if you can see it. Something isn't right. So you can't just sit here and be like, oh my gosh, it's such and such. Just screaming and shit, acting a damn fool, passing out and shit. What is wrong with you? Get the fuck up off the floor. That's a demon. You over here passing out and shit, ready to freak this demon down. And meanwhile, he is not interested in you. He's interested in his crew. That's who he likes to screw. You ain't never heard of Screw Edition? We'll be right back after this commercial break.
You were already warned that she was sleeping with the ops, and you're still gonna go over there and lay your head on her pillow. The latest episode of The Tour on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, Snakes in the Studio, Part 2, Two-Faced Managers and Artists, Poison in the Pillow, He Said, She Said, Now Someone's Dead. Click the link in the bio for the latest episode of the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. Rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. There won't be any more warnings. That's why your heart is beating fast. He's out there again. You can see him from the stage. He's obsessed with you. That's why he's taking your pictures. You're his fantasy. The latest episode of The Suspense Files on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, Fantasies and Felonies. Strip Club Killers. On the Suspense Files, we cover the who, what, when, where, why in urban crime, including crimes of passion, deadly relationships, mysteries, urban cold cases, and more. Click the link for the latest episode of the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action, a talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. Be careful. Try not to fall in love with a stripper. When you add The Tour to your podcast shuffle, you're adding a segment that covers every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speak Show network. Rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Thank you for letting us be the flavor in your ear.
Welcome back. You are listening to The Tour. I am Sister Speak. How you feeling? How you living? How you vibing? It's heavy. It's heavy. It's heavy how manipulative this industry is, how deceitful the industry is, and how you can just be, one day chilling with your gift, and next thing you know, your gift is being exploited and you're being manipulated, and you have to keep quiet about the things that you've experienced, the things that you've seen. There's the willing participant and the unwilling participant. And you have to say to yourself, how bad did I want it? And I don't know why my brothers and my sisters, some of my brothers and sisters, think it's okay to talk to the devil, to summon him, to all of that shit. Like, you playing with shit that you ain't really got. You really have no business playing with. And I'm speaking tonight because spell work, witchcraft, all that shit is entangled in that. And when you play around with that, you become an enemy of the Most High God. Who do you think you are, trying to manipulate your journey, your pathway, your gift, and try to exploit it and try to put it out in a temporary world? If it was given to you, it was given to you for good, not for evil. So this isn't anything to play with. You have no business at all trying to seance your way into the industry, trying to seance your way into fame. That's reckless. That's dangerous. How bad do you want it? That bad? That bad that you're willing to actually sell yourself in any way, shape, or form just so people can idolize you. You should never want to be idolized. It's never that serious. There's certain levels of power, certain levels of success, certain levels of status that you don't need to enter into. And that's a word to the wise. You will never be prepared to enter into that. It will always give you a right hook, a left hook. It will always hit below the belt. It will completely terrorize you and spit you out. It is an enter at your own risk game, and you're not ready for it. There's no amount of gangster in you, thug in you, nothing in you that can prepare you for that industry. If you do not have the Most High God in you, with you, for you, you're in trouble. The word says, if God be for me, then who can be against me? But if you sit here trying to make the devil be your God, then you're really, really in trouble. Because not only are you fighting that, but now you have to go against the Most High God, who is mighty in battle. And can't nobody see him about anything. Nobody. No demon, no imp, no nothing can see him about anything. No organization, no principality, nothing. No one. No one. That's power. That's real power. Not this pseudo power that some brothers and some sisters are trying to seek. Everybody wants to be viral. Everybody wants to have their song, be the next hit. They want to be the next what? The next victim? The next one whose energy gets drained? The next one who gets bitten by a vampire? The next one who gets tossed to and fro? The next one who is devoured? I mean, let's talk about it. The next one who is broke, thinking that they're really rich? What exactly do you think fame is going to do for you? I'm trying to fix mine, because it's in my ear a little bit too loud. What do you think it's going to do for you? You know, I'm listening to Usher talk about how he went to this flavor camp. What? Are you willing to let your child go to a producer's house to see the life, to experience, to be trained? To what? You know, what is this fascination with our boys, our young men? This predatory thing where I've got to get you naked and defile you. And why are parents not guarding their children? Some parents not guarding their children and protecting their children and being a line of defense with wisdom to protect themselves from the predators. Why are they so quick to exploit their children's gifts and live through their children? Why are some parents not on the battlefield and on post with their head on the swivel, protecting their home and protecting their babies? They want to be famous too. They want the perks too. They want to be able to have what it takes to be in the limelight too. And if being in the limelight means that, hey, I got to send you off to this camp, then so be it. And then they turn their heads. Meanwhile, their child is being preyed upon. You could never make it make wisdom. The enemy just lurking through these people to destroy us. And the one thing is that talent. If I can get your talent, because I lost mine. when I got kicked out. So that's why I've been making this reckless music ever since. I need your talent. I need your energy. It's a constant revolving door. You see this person for a couple of seasons and then you don't see them anywhere else, and they try to make a comeback. And that's why they're in having to do several streams of income and trying to do whatever they can and have their hand in everything, even though they're not supposed to be in everything, but they've got their hand in everything. Now, that's not to say you can't be multi-talented now, but you've got to be multi-talented now. You have to actually be it. It has to really be a talent that is good, that is rich, that multiplies, that is fruitful, that benefits, that is ripe, that is righteous, that creates an essence and an ambiance and an energy that benefits the village. That's what that talent is supposed to be used for. You're supposed to be used for the glorification of the one who gave it to you. Now, my question to you is, did the devil give you that talent? Or did the Most High God give you that talent? You better start looking at the label. You better start reading the ingredients. You better start looking at the label and reading the ingredients and see if this is something you want to eat. If this is something you want to participate in. If this is something that is good for your soul, your spirit. Will this record deal nourish you? Will it feed the people? And that's the thing. Yeah, it'll feed the people. Because a lot of times that's what you're thinking about when it comes to that deal. I'm going to bring all my niggas with me. You thinking about the microwave satisfaction of this deal. But the D, according to some of these videos, in record deal is dick. It's demon. It's diminish, demolish, deplete, decapitate, denigrate, degrade, disassemble, demolish, destroy. I'm just saying, though, you're better off independent. You're better off actually pushing yourself. You know, if you really have the talent, and if this is something that you really love to do, I've said this over and over again, if this is something that you really love to do, then you're going to do it genuinely, organically. You'll set the stage for yourself. Let me just speak about myself for a minute with this podcast. Something I started in 2017. I've been on the grind before that. I have a resume. It's extensive when it comes to what I've been doing with my voice, where I've been with my voice, how I've used my voice, what my voice is for. There's no shadow of a doubt. There's nobody who could ever say Ayana is not for, Sister Speak is not for the village. She's for the people. She's for our people. She is Sister Speak. Whenever she speaks with power. She speaks with authority. She has something to say. This is her gift. So when it comes to how much I love the fact that the Most High God decided to lift me up out of my horrible pit and save my life, save me from myself, introduce himself to me genuinely and organically, ever since then, I've been on this path. Been on this path where I speak. And the more I was lifted, and the more I began to run away from the past and the pit and the perils of the devil and, using myself, letting myself be used for the enemy and the enemy's plans. The more I got away from that, I knew that I had to dedicate my life to the one who saved me, the one who lifted me, the one who really took me out of several horrible pits and still continues to do so for me. The relationship is stronger. It's better. There's more evidence of the fact that he is here. he is God, the Most High God, that Jesus the Christ, Yahweh Shai, is real. So in that, he has given me more than one gift. I am multi-talented. And I knew that there was no way I could give my talent to the devil and let him use me and use it and exploit it and gift it and go on a journey and go on auditions and fill out certain applications that would put me in certain places because I know what's there. I can't be ignorant and pretend like I don't know what's out there, what's in there, who's around there. If I go through this door, this is here. If I go through that door, this is here. It's a realistic conversation with myself because I love myself. I'm confident in the fact that I've got me, that I must advocate for myself, that I must make sure that I am protecting myself. So I can't just put myself out there because out there is danger. And danger wants to take my gifts and play with them, exploit them, and use me, and make me exploit myself to show that I'm worthy and valuable enough to even be in the vicinity of these things, of these events, of these people, that I'm worth, that I'm willing to scrape my knuckles on the ground, that I'm willing to allow them to skeet all over me. That's what they would want in order for me to get a role, in order to me have a speaking engagement, in order for me to have this show be on this platform, seen on this network. Nope. I had to make a decision that I didn't want to be famous, that I just want to be rich. And rich is just not financially, but in wisdom, in my relationship. Like, I just don't want to ever be yesterday's Sister Speak. I have to continue to evolve righteously, uprightly. And so I can't take these gifts and let the enemy have them. And then have the nerve to sit here and stand before my people knowing what I've done behind closed doors to get to this level. Knowing that there's other melanated young baby girls and brothers who are looking up to people like me and other people. I'm just speaking and following me because they see me on a pedestal, but I let somebody penetrate me to get to that pedestal. It's not worth it. There's a level of consciousness that you have to have and conviction that I have that will make me think thrice about signing on any dotted line, collaborating with anybody, doing anything with anybody that would embarrass the Most High God. I want him to show up at all my shows. I want him to be proud of what I produce, what I say, the assignments that he gives me, that I actually do them well. And then if I have to redo something, or, that he's still with me. I don't ever want to be forsaken because I wanted to be famous. I don't need to ever want that because no one on this earth, past, present, and future, can outdo the Most High God when it comes to that. Fame, notoriety, just amazing accolades, and just nobody can outdo him. That role, that position has been solidified and none of us could ever touch it. So what do we really want? Like I said, I don't mind being super successful, but I will never sell my soul or put myself out there for that. That's why I created my lane for my podcast. Ain't nobody gonna ever say that I tooted up my rear and I let somebody skeet all over me for this microphone, for this podcast. No. It's all pure. It's all organic. It's holistic. It comes from a great place. It comes from a genuine place. It comes from a place where I'm able to sit here and say, I am for the village. I'm speaking about things that my brothers and sisters need to hear, and I'm not going to use my talents to hurt my brothers and sisters. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm indie. I'm independent. You think I haven't thought about wanting to go to a radio station and get on out here? That's a possibility. That was something that's always been a possibility. I've been on radio before. I've been on AM radio and FM radio. I was doing radio spots for KMEL, a couple little commercials here and there, nothing major. I've been on 1190 The Light, having a talk show. I've done a lot of commercials. I've done a lot of speaking engagement. I've had my taste of being able to speak. It's satisfying, but I'm not seeking a higher high that would put me chasing the devil's tail. No way, shape, or form. And that's how you need to think about your gift. You need to be the lawyer. You really need to make sure you advocate for your gift and protect it. That's why the Sister Speak show, I didn't pay to get syndicated on Amazon Alexa and Sonos. That's a reward. I ain't got time. Because one thing that I know about me is when you have been delivered from the enemy, you don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to have anything to do with nothing that would make me have to seance my way to success. I said something right there. Wait a minute, here it comes. I'm not trying to seance my way to success. You can keep all that shit. I don't want nothing to do with it. And you shouldn't either. You got to think about it. How bad do you want it, that deal? And are you willing to take the D in the deal? You willing to be groped and doped up? Groped and doped. You know, that shit's not funny. I'm just saying, though, it just rhymed. You know, are you willing to really go through that? You know, I think about the young lady who's sitting there, she's saying, hey, well, you know, he gave me something, talking about R. Kelly. You know, allegedly he gave her herpes and this and the third. Like, how are you sitting around? Like, listen, you know, you can't be holding on to no STDs. And that promiscuity, it leads to that. You know, reckless sex for reckless fame. You're going to get them STDs, you know, and that'll stop your whole world. It's supposed to. It's supposed to make you say, ooh, that itch, that burn, that drip, that bump, that blister, that boil. Okay, I need to get this checked out. You're throwing your underwear away every day, twice a day. You got to stop that. You're going to run out of draws. You can't keep trying to put some peroxide on that. You need to get to the clinic. And a lot of people who engage in wild, reckless activities are more than likely going to catch an STD. And I was reading about how there are a lot of babies being born with syphilis. What the? Listen, these diseases are here to slap us upside the head and to turn us from our wicked ways sexually. They're not here as a badge of honor. It's a badge of dishonor. It's a dishonorable discharge. Sister Speak, you're on a roll. Pass me the butter. Since I'm on a roll, pass me the butter. Listen, a dishonorable discharge. These STDs are here to slap us upside the head and to tell us we are out here and we are down bad, reckless, out of control, not valuing ourselves, not having respect for ourselves, loose, lustful, and just doing the least when we think we're doing the most, living our worst life, nowhere near our best life, absolutely on a warpath with ourselves to destroy ourselves because we don't value ourselves, horny all day long, horny Just absolutely got to have it. Need it now. Where can I find it? Do you have it? Do you have it? What about you over there? I know I got it and I want to give it away. Hey, let's all give it away together at the same time. And you know what we can do? What? Film it. Hey, that's a bad idea. Let me go get the camera. You know, it's just like, what is, when do we say enough is enough? How many more bumps, drips, and drops do you need to have? Itches, scratches. How many times do you have to bend a corner to get that scratch off? And we ain't talking about the lottery. Get that scratch off. How many times? How many times are you going to continue to go down this pathway where you just keep allowing yourself to go into dick darkness? Your penis and your vagina wants to file a restraining order on you. They've had it. They are tired of your penis and your vagina would like a break. I said something. A break. I am the genitalia whisperer at this moment. Give me a break is what your genitals are saying. Hey, look, that last one that smelled like sardines and octopus fart, I can't. Her vagina smelling like octopus fart, I ain't gonna be able to do it. You, if this is what you want to do, you're gonna have to go get another dick. But I ain't the dick for you because you keep on hitting these barillas. You keep on letting these niggas run through. I can't. I don't know what you like. One day you're with men, one day you're with women. I can't. You keep splitting me in half. I can't. I'm tired of itching. I'm tired of dripping. I'm tired of stinking. I'm tired of having to go head first into this shit and having to discover all this shit. I ran into another nigga I knew. You know, it's just like your penis has had it with you. You brothers are abusing yourself on a level. And then another thing your penis would like to say to you. This is rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Click off if you don't like it. But this is what your penis is also saying to you. Your penis doesn't like to have shit on the tip of it either. I said it. It has to be said. Your penis is tired of you going into places that it ain't supposed to go into. Your penis would respectfully like for you to respect it and stop putting it in the rear. Period. Sister Speak, did you, as long as you've known me, have I ever not? Did you just, did. But somebody's got to advocate for the genitalia that is continuing to be abused and thrown out recklessly, only to come back home in peril. Diseases just being given all throughout the village. I am celibate for several reasons, and that is one of them. I don't know what you niggas is doing out here. Y'all is out here wilding the fuck out. Y'all are horny at a level that I will not be able to help you with. You want shit to be done that just can't be done. You want a porno woman. You want a woman to just defile herself. And it's just, I ain't the one for you. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not the one for you. There's a level to adventure that you ain't going to, yeah, my name starts with an A. But A is not for the adventure you trying to go on. That's why I'm celibate. I'm not catching any disease. I ain't catching feelings. I ain't catching no flights. I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm healing. I refuse to allow anybody to penetrate me with that bullshit. I don't know what you've been doing. And you only have my word. You don't know what I've been doing, but I can stand 10 toes down on the fact that I'm celibate. That I'm not out here giving fellatio, receiving cunnilingus. I'm not out here wilding out. I love me. I care about me. I don't want to burn. I don't want to I don't want my lips, my labia majora to be catted off. I care about myself. I care about my energy. And I refuse to let anybody randomly penetrate me. And you need to get like me. You need to feel what I'm saying. You need to care about yourself. For once in your life, if you have not, give a fuck about yourself. Care about yourself. Invest in yourself by knowing that there has to be a moral compass on the inside of you that says, I'm not going to let nobody else penetrate me. I'm not going to give up this energy recklessly, randomly, for any level of success, fame, a bag, a shoe, a clothing item, a steak dinner, a car, anything. Do you value yourself, or are you going to take the D in the record deal? That's why I'm not prepared to be with a surprise. Surprise, I like this too. I'm not your girl. I'm not the one. I'm boring. I'm boring. That's what keeps them away from, sir, I'm boring. I ain't gonna be able to help you. Fantasy, I can't. I'm boring. I want to keep all these demons away from me until the right one comes. I don't have time to be dressed up in a witness protection program because I done caught something. Oh, ma'am, why are you here? Because I'm on fire. That's why the fuck I'm here. Shit, you don't see the flames busting out of my panties? That's why I'm here. I'm here because it got me. I'm here because I had a moment of weakness and now I done sprained my vagina. Okay, my vagina has a cold. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. You don't smell that? What the fuck do you mean, why am I here? I'm here because I smell like death. I smell like a fun time that went bad. That's why I'm here. Don't ask me any questions. I'm going to check all this shit off on this application because the nigga got me. Itching, scratching, all of this shit, all of it. I got all of it. Just fuck it, all of it. Man, we're going to be testing you for about 50 things. Fine, because I feel like I got about 50 things going on. You know, it's just like, do you have time to go to the clinic? Because you want a record deal, and because you wanted to go to the party, because you wanted to hang out with these celebrities, because you a fucking fan yourself. Are you a fan? Is that why you let it happen? Is that why you let that nigga take you down? Because you was a fan too? Ooh. Surviving the producer's proposition. How bad do you want that beat? How bad do you want that track? How bad do you want that feature? How bad do you want to perform? How bad do you want to be on stage? How bad do you want to ride in the Maybach? How bad do you want to spend the night? How bad you want that rollie, that chain? That endorsement? How bad do you want to be number one at the label? How bad? And that's the question that's always on the table, because the devil can smell how bad you want it. He can smell that shit like a bear. A bear can smell 2 miles away some food. How bad do you want it? We'll be right back after this commercial break, and then I'm going to play this video for you.
Sister Speak Show is a syndicated podcast on Amazon Alexa and Sonos. Tell a friend. Also let them know that the show is rated R for strong language, thoughts, and ideas. Thank you for downloading each episode on demand.
Okay, we're going to get into this next clip about a small history about making a deal with the devil. for fair use, just for educational purposes only. Let's go.
Tales are to be believed, the devil seems to have quite the interest in music. Whether it's the satanic imagery that's ever pervasive in metal, or the legendary fiddle duel in The Devil Went Down to Georgia, it would appear that the Prince of Darkness likes a good tune as much as you and I. But there's one tale of the devil in music that captivates like no other, and it's one that's been told for centuries. The Deal with the Devil. Nearly everyone knows this kind of story now, and that's because it has a rich history dating back several centuries. Let's take a closer look. Deals with the devil have appeared in Western mythology for a long time, but they really first started catching on in the late 1500s thanks to a man named Johann Faust. Faust was a German alchemist and magician who was alleged to have made a pact with the demon Mephistopheles in return for his soul. His talent became famous after being documented in Christopher Marlowe's play, The Tragical History of Dr. Faustus. 100 years later, the myth first made its way into music thanks to Giuseppe Tartini. In 1713, the devil appeared to Tartini in a dream, and Tartini made a pact for his soul. In the dream, he gave the devil a violin, and the devil performed the most beautiful sonata he had ever heard. Immediately upon waking up, Tartini tried to write down what he heard and created the Violin Sonata in G, better known as the Devil's Trill Sonata. Despite the success of this piece, Tartini wrote that his effort was so inferior to what I had heard that if I could have subsisted on other means, I would have broken my violin and abandoned music forever. It would seem that the devil's interest in violin didn't wane, as rumors of another violinist cohorting with the devil came about a century later. Niccolò Paganini is considered by some to be the greatest violin virtuoso ever to have lived. He started music at the age of 5 on the mandolin, was composing by the age of 7, and performing live at 12. And he was such a virtuoso that the public began to surmise that his talents must have come from dark dealings. On top of his skills, Paganini had a pale, lanky look with long fingers and flaming eyes. The legends of his performances are something else to behold. Some reports say audiences made the sign of the cross as they watched him perform to protect themselves from evil. Other stories have him continuing to play flawless notes on broken strings and contorting his body into weird shapes while performing. One fan even left a Vienna concert claiming he had seen the devil aiding Paganini. At the age of 54, Paganini died, and one of the last things he did before he died was send away a priest who had come to perform last rites. This cemented his association with the devil in many people's minds. Less than 100 years later, legends of the devil meddling in musical affairs started once more. In the 1920s and 30s, a pair of blues musicians in the Mississippi Delta are alleged to have run-ins with the devil. First came Tommy Johnson, a guitar virtuoso known for his eerie yodeling. Johnson's brother Liddell spread the legend of Tommy's Faustian bargain. One night, the story goes, Tommy Johnson went to the crossroads just before midnight and played guitar until a big black man came up to him, took his guitar, and tuned it. After that, Tommy Johnson could play the guitar like no man alive. Outside of the alleged deal with the devil and his influence on blues music, Johnson's life was rather uneventful, though. That can't be said for Robert Johnson, unrelated to Tommy, another musician who apparently made a Faustian bargain. Johnson was one of the most impressive guitar players of his time and one of the most important musicians of all time. And when he was a young man in the late 1920s, he started to play guitar, but apparently he had no talent for it. Fellow bluesman Son House famously remembered how Johnson played the guitar. Such a racket you never heard. It'd make the people mad, you know. They'd come out and say, "Why don't y'all go in and get that guitar away from that boy? He's running people crazy with it." I'd come back in and I'd scold him about it. Then one day, Robert Johnson left Robinsonville, where he had been living. When he came back, he was a changed man. Johnson returned with incredible guitar skills, sliding around the neck seamlessly while maintaining steady rhythms. Legend has it when Keith Richards first heard Johnson play, he thought it was two guitar players. Rumors started to grow that, like Tommy Johnson before him, Robert had sold his soul to the devil at midnight at a crossroads. And if you listen to Robert Johnson's music, it's easy to believe it too. Atop his virtuoso play, Johnson's lyrics have a haunting desperation to them, and he even sings of his relationship with the devil. Hellhound on My Trail is a masterful song that takes the trope of the rambling bluesman and puts a new spin on it. The reason Johnson is a traveling, wandering vagabond is because he's got hellhounds following him. You could even look at this song as the middle of a trilogy of songs chronicling his run-in with the devil. Crossroad Blues is where he sells his soul, and then the trilogy ends with Me and the Devil Blues, which has some of the most haunting openings.
You are currently listening to Tales from the Music Industry, Surviving the Producer's Proposition, the D in the Record Deal, on the tour covering every aspect of the music industry on the Sister Speak Show. This is your regular routine. What's different than any other day? You're not even thinking about the fact that there's pain behind the pleasure that you're seeking. The latest episode of Coming to the Stage on the Sister Speak Show is available on demand now, rated R for strong content, language, and thoughts. On this episode, pornography, behind the scenes, the price of pleasure, contracting STDs, and quitting the industry. On Coming to the Stage, we're covering theater, TV, and film. Click the link in the bio for the latest episode on the Sister Speak Show, where contemporary meets vision, sound, and action. A talk show for great minds that create, inspire, impact, and evolve. There's a price to pay. Can you afford it?
Welcome back to the tour. I am Sister Speak. Now that you have heard that perspective of where, you know, the term deal with the devil and kind of just a little bit of the genesis of people crossing into a realm and summoning up the Dark One to enhance their musical talents, to make them better at what they do. And that right there is like getting a BBL, you know, on your musical career. You're tweaking it, you're enhancing it, and you're not doing it naturally. You didn't strengthen your gift organically. You actually summoned the devil to make you better. And the devil, like I said, is using you for his own glory, his own praise. It is you that is playing for him, and he is playing you into doing that. It reminds me of, I remember there was a time when I was going to the grocery store and I kept hearing this person playing the violin. And I'm like, okay, because you know some people that come out and they play the guitar or whatever to try to earn some change, right? And so I kept hearing this person. I'm like, dang, he is playing the heck out of that violin. Like, he is really good, you know, and it was drawing people in. So I'm not tripping. I go on about my way. Go to the grocery store another day. He's out there again. I'm like, okay. And people are giving him money. So maybe about 2 weeks later, I'm talking to the general manager of the grocery store. I got a good rapport with a lot of people in the community, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm talking to her, and she was telling me how the police had to escort, the violinist from the property. And I'm like, what? Why? And she said, girl, he wasn't even playing. He was pretending. He didn't have that, there was nothing, no electrical cord. He was playing a tape. It was recorded and amplified through this speaker that he had. And he was pretending like he was playing, but he really wasn't. And somebody had discovered that when they took a closer look. And after they found that he was exploiting somebody else's work, they called the police. And that's what the devil will do. Exploit somebody else's work. The CEOs, the producers, exploit it. And you don't get paid. But there will be people believing that you really got this gift and you faking the funk. It's not really you. This is not your talent. This is not your lane, but you're willing to steal somebody else's gift and make money off of it. Now that's pimping. And there are people who are unsuspecting who will believe it. That's how far this game goes. You know, I'm listening to the brothers who are, you know, playing with the devil and meeting the devil at the cross. Look, I don't know about you, but maybe it's time you go inside the house. Even in the 60s and the 50s, playing around with the enemy, and then all of your songs are in allegiance, acknowledging your allegiance to the dark one. It's in front of your face. You're not misreading it. You're seeing it, and it's saying what it's saying. You're hearing what you hear. They have an allegiance to their master. They have chosen their side, and you have to deal with them as an enemy. Because they mean you no good when they get ready to record, when they get ready to write, when they get ready to produce, and when they put it out. The fact that the producer's proposition also details and comes with, you're going to put out some of the worst music ever. You can't deny, real talk, right now, that we are witnessing some of the shittiest, foulest, the most demonic music of all time. And that's just from our brothers and sisters. That's excluding the rock and roll, the heavy metal, all that other bullshit. We're talking about what our people are putting out. That shit is garbage. Hold up. That shit is garbage. I am speaking to every one of you brothers and sisters who are on the mic, who actually got material out that the world is hearing. Your shit is garbage. If any of your music is in allegiance to the devil, and it is specifically catered and cooked and then catered to our people to destroy us, to annihilate us, to war against us, to continue to divide us, to influence us to do things that go against what thus saith the Lord, to make us be our worst, to summon up, knowing that what you just produced, you summoned up the demon to do it, and then you put it out for us to hear. What the fuck is up with that? What'd we do to you that would make you say, fuck my people, I'm finna fuck them up? You the Black Jim Jones. Yeah, you the Black Jim Jones. And I'm not talking about Dipset. I'm talking about you the Black Jim Jones. You the Kool-Aid man. You the Kool-Aid woman. That you know that, like, literally, you ain't saying, what are you saying, number one? And why are you saying it, number two? And why is it always the same shit that we keep hearing on repeat? It's the same shit, different beat. On repeat. Same shit, different beat, on repeat. Different clown, different clone. Different puppet. Where are we when it comes to us advancing just based on music alone? Lyrically, not saying a damn thing that's uplifting us in any way, shape, or form. And then the ones who do make uplifting music, the ones who do make beautiful music, the ones who do have talent, the ones who have decided that this is really my passion, I am really about my purpose, and I am not going to sell my soul. I'm just going to be okay with a holistic, organic way to success that keeps my rectum lining in place. I am not going to do it. There are people out here who do put music out there, and I want to say salute to you right now. Salute to you for not putting out bullshit. Salute to you for refusing to allow your mouth to even sing a fucked up note, recite a fucked up lyric. For those of you who know that you are powerful and have decided to rebuke the Dark One, rebuke organizations, to say no to going to certain cities because you think you are going to get on. Those of you who have decided that I would rather wait for my reward than risk my rectum.
I know I'm supposed to be in bed.
Here we go. What?
I kind of overheard you because I was going to get some water. And I kind of overheard you say something about risking your rectum. I don't ever want to risk my rectum for anybody. I just cringe at the idea of, I could never. I hate being constipated. Oh, sorry, it's too much information, but then again, this is your show and you kind of go there. I know that I'm not supposed, I know I'm supposed to be in bed, just kind of heard it, and I just don't want anybody to risk, their rectum. That would be, that's got to be very painful and, unpleasant. So, I'm gonna go to bed, but, I was like I said, I was just going to get some water, and I just had overheard you, Sister Speak, say it, and I know that you said I can't really be on the microphone as much because I'm sensitive, and I'm really sensitive when it comes to my rectum, so, you can't have it. Not now, not never. Yeah, I rebuke you because how dare you want it? What's wrong with you? Why do you want why would you want it? It's not yours. Don't you have your own? Why don't you risk your own rectum? No, that's bad. Yeah, it's time for you to go to bed. Go to bed. What the fuck are you talking about? Let's go to bed. Go to bed. Everything was fine until you can't. We're not trying to tell anybody to risk their rectum. That's just, we are not for this. You need to start going to bed at 3:30 in the afternoon and staying in bed until 4:30 next day. Go to bed. This is my show. This is my show. I know. I was just saying that you had R. Kelly on there and Diddy Love Combs, and he was singing happy birthday to Fabulous, and Fabulous was eating that cake because he didn't want any parts and didn't know what to say, and I just was so, I had never expected Fabulous to be so shy. His music says otherwise, and he wasn't as about it as he normally would be. He kind of cowered down to Diddy, and Diddy was telling everybody to look each other in the eyes, and Jadakiss, he didn't really have much to say either. Noriega was so sorry, Nori was so, he was a little baffled by everything, and, how come you didn't party with him for your birthday like he wanted to party? And, it's just some parties you just shouldn't want to be invited to, and I just saw how he dominated the room. He just really, yeah, he did. He dominated the room, and they all bowed down. And I just don't think I don't know, you listen to their lyrics, and they normally wouldn't let any nigga, oh, did you say nigga? Oh my, it's past my bedtime for sure. I can't believe I just said it. Well, you are a sister, so it's not like I'm going to, put them paws on you or anything. Oh, I don't want any paws put on me. Well, you ain't said it now. They know you didn't said the word, Well, you say it too. Don't worry, I know what I do. It's my show. Well, I'm just saying, normally, I'm getting a little more comfortable on the microphone. Testing, 1, 2. Look, you, I'm about to wrap this up. I know, but I just want to say, normally, they wouldn't let any nigga, step to them like that and talk to them like that and try them like that. Normally, that's a beat down that comes, but nobody said anything, and he ran the room. That's power. Yeah, it's power. It's pseudo power. It's a dominating power. It's a power that lets you know what's really going on. And at the same time, should a man feel like he has to dumb down his masculinity to that power? Well, I can't answer that because I'm not a man. Neither am I. But it's still a question that has to be posed. And I thank you for, coming on the microphone and putting that out there. That was good speech, and I appreciate you. Oh, you're welcome anytime. No. Well, just you had mentioned, like I said, R. Kelly and Puffy Combs, and I had heard Usher talk about some things that he had seen, and then that guy found the tapes that R. Kelly had made with the children. It's just really sad because no child should be subjected to that. That's what really hurts my heart the most. So I love music, but not at the expense of a record deal that would make somebody have to give up their existence. Yeah. I'm gonna go drink my water, and I feel like crying, but I'm not because I know you said I'm sensitive. Look, if you need to cry, okay? It's okay. But cry off of the mic and cry in your room. That at your house. Wait a minute. Hello? Who is this? Shelly's car? My car's calling you? Yes. You said the engine is ready to go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess I'll grab my things and go. Well, thank you, and I appreciate you, and you get home safely. Let me know you made it home safely. Okay, and you have a good night, and sleep well, and why do you have to breathe like that? Just because I can. Good night, Shelly. Okay. Good night, listening audience. See you later. Bye.
Bye. I'll see you later. Okay, bye. All right. Anyway, brothers and sisters, we're going to get back to this. Shelly be liking to talk. And when Shelly got to talk, Shelly just got to talk. So I'm going to let Shelly talk sometimes. It's just what it is. But literally, brothers and sisters, real talk. Your talent was given to you to build up the village, not to destroy it. And I hope that you don't enter into the wrong door. That you think 3 times before you book a flight, book a session, and that you really consider the cost. Because sometimes you may not have somebody to the left or to the right to stop you. Sometimes it's about, what are you gonna do? There's levels to this. Everybody can't go. And in that, you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself. Some people are going to push you to take that deal. They're going to make you feel like you have no other choice. And that is what we call societal pressure. You don't need to put yourself in a position where any producer is coming up to you trying to manhandle you, making freaky deaky suggestions to you that are creepy and cringy. You should never feel like the ultimatum is do or die. Sometimes you just need to grab the mic and go to karaoke night and let that shit be that. Sometimes you just need to rap and put your shit out on a streaming platform and let it do what it do. You never know what type of favor could come to you because you chose to rebuke the wiles of the dark one in the industry. Because you chose to take a better road. Because you knew that. Because you chose to actually regard yourself in a higher esteem than what the enemy sees you in. Because you knew that the riches and bitches were not worth you ending up in the ditches with no britches, getting pounded by some mitches. Now you got the itches. And now you got to sew your rectum up with stitches. Sister Speak, hold up. They didn't know you was really a rapper. Bring it. Let them know where you gonna be performing at, girl. Let them know. Let them know when your next show is. Let them know, Sister Speak, where your next show is going to be at, because them was bars. You know, it's about 5 pounds. Just a little something. Just a little flow. See, I can flow like spontaneously. I don't know what it would be like if you just put me on a stage in front of people. Like, I don't want people to pay with expecting anything. No, this concert's free. Because you ain't finna be like, give me my money back now. The girl blanked out. She didn't know none of her lyrics. You right, because all of my shit is like freestyle. Like, I don't write down nothing. So I can't remember that song that made me go viral, because that was a freestyle. I'm just saying, though. You got to know your lane, okay? So I love being able to come on this microphone and talk to y'all through, different, through a variety of ways, because I know you get it. And the fact that you get it is what makes me continue to speak on this microphone when I'm called to speak. I'm not going to get on here if I don't have anything to say. I'm not going to get on here if my energy is off. I produce my entire show, my entire network, from the commercials, the vocal production, everything. I do it myself. Me, Sister Speak. The strength, the ability, all comes from the Most High God. It's just me, several hats on this platform that I can say I did not have to cock my legs or my mouth open to get, and never will. You feel me? I know you feel me. So, brothers and sisters, with that being said, the time has been well spent. You're like, hasn't it? Boy, you can gas. Baby girl, I see why you call yourself Sister Speak. That ain't the only reason why you see that. I can really go. But when I go, I'm actually saying something. That's what makes me be on this microphone. My resume, I can back it up. My experience, I can back it up. This is my gift. This is my lane. This is my talent. This is what I do. And you need to be just as confident about your gift, your lane, your talent, and what you do. And you need to protect it at all costs. There's no point in driving around in a convertible, locking the doors. That's ass backwards. You might as well keep the doors unlocked. You've got to secure the premises above you, below you, on each side of you, in front of you, and in back of you. The enemy wants to destroy you and does not give a fuck about you. I'm going to always let you know that. Somebody need to tell you, you've got a hater. Now, if you ain't tripping, it's because you on his team. You the op. You the op. Hey. What? Get it. Get it. Anyway, I was going to freestyle, then I thought about it. I was like, if you do, it's not gonna work. And so don't do it. Just let that beat ride and let that beat just be perfect on its own. These beats by Rouge, an amazing, amazing producer. I really like the playlist and how the playlist is just, you can just gig and listen to it and flow to it. Brothers and sisters, thank you for listening to the tour where we cover every aspect of the music industry. I am your host, Sister Speak, and you are listening to the Sister Speak Show Network, a syndicated podcast on Amazon Alexa and Sonos. You can listen to the Sister Speak Show on all streaming podcast platforms. That is a blessing. Okay, tonight's episode, Tales from the Music Industry, Surviving the Producer's Proposition, the D in the record deal. Said it all. Be careful. Be so very careful. It is imperative that you hear me. You are precious. You have treasures inside of you. You are much more than a city. You are much more than a specific group's accolades and recognition. You are much more than being bent over and violated. You are much more than being drugged and videotaped and then being coerced and manipulated into signing something that your soul knoweth right well not to do. You better choose your creator and not your manipulator. Sister Speak, baby girl, you need to go on tour and speak. That's what you need to do. You need to get out there and you need to let these people hear what you've got to say. You ready. All the experience, you ready. I just had to coach myself on that one. I had to feel myself on that one. I'm going to, acknowledge when fire is fire, and that was fire. I know you're listening. And I know you feel me. Some of your favorite artists, they took that L. And they haven't been the same since. You see it in their eyes. You see it in their appearance. You see it in their performance. You see it in their music videos. You see it in their entourage. You see it in the news. Is it really a good look? Are they really winning? Are they really on top? Are they really the number one? artists, or is there something more behind the scenes? Just look deep into their eyes. You'll see the pain, the regret, the shame, the hurt, the anxiety, the want to cry out for help but can't, the desire to retreat and just be a regular person. They would love to have a normal life. They thought they wanted it, they got it, and they don't want it anymore. Have you ever had that happen to you where you wanted something so bad, so bad? I mean, you just had to have it, and you got it, and you didn't want it anymore. That's a cycle, isn't it? Thank you for listening to the tour. Thank you for being a wonderful listening audience. I return to sender all spell work, all voodoo, all black magic, all evil eye, all witchcraft, all of that, all the covens, all the practitioners, everything that the enemy desires. I rebuke it because I have the power to do so in the name of the Most High God and His Son, Jesus the Christ. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, for in due season they shall be cut down like the withered herb. No weapon formed against the Sister Speech Show Network shall prosper. And it shall not prosper against my listening audience who truly and genuinely support this network. The devil is already defeated because we have our foot on its neck. Warriors, you know the drill. Mount up.